What's up, creators? Taylor Lewis here from the Film Creator Pro team. Check out the latest video we just dropped in our online filmmaking course. Enjoy.
Now I want to talk about hard versus soft lighting. I covered this very briefly in the cinematic lighting overview video, but I wanted to dive into it a little deeper. First, let's define what hard and soft lighting is. The easiest way is to look at the shadows and see how sharp the lines are. If it's a gradual change from light to dark, then it's soft lighting. And if it's a fast or sharp change, then it's hard lighting. If you go outside on a sunny day, you'll notice your shadow is very sharp with very hard lines. That's because the sun is a very hard light source. If it was a cloudy day, then your shadow would be really soft because the clouds act kind of like a giant diffusion and help soften the light. There are pros and cons to both that we'll talk about in a second. The next point I want to talk about is how to create hard or soft lighting. Put simply, soft light is created by increasing the size of the light source. So the bigger the light source, the softer the light will be. I know what you're thinking. I already said the sun is a hard light source, but the sun is huge. So how can such a huge light source be hard? The reason for that is that the sun is so far away that in relation to the subject, the light source is a tiny dot in the sky. The same goes for lighting. If you look at this 18% gray ball with an LED panel close to it, the light source is nice and soft. But if you move that same LED panel farther away, the light gets harder. See? In this side-by-side comparison, look how much sharper the shadows are when the LED is farther away. Another way to soften light is to use diffusion to create a bigger light source. Look at the light on me, for example. I'm using a huge 35-inch softbox just out of frame. If I were to remove this softbox and just use the point source light, it would be very hard lighting. Like this. See how this doesn't look very good? And you can see the sharp contrast between the shadows and the light side of my face? Alright, let's switch back to that softbox because that looks a lot prettier. The reason why the light source got a lot harder without a softbox on is because the source went from being 35 inches across to being 2 inches across. But again, if I were to move that softbox farther away, the light would become harder. So it's not just about diffusion, it's also about the distance of the diffusion to the subject. You could be using an 8x8 foot diffusion, but if it's too far away, then it's not going to soften as much as you would like. Point source lights, like the Aperture 300D, are a great way to get hard lighting. But with a softbox, you can also soften that light. LED panels and tubes are pretty soft by default, but can be made softer with diffusion. However, panels and tubes cannot be made harder. Check out this side-by-side comparison. The third and final point I want to say about hard and soft lighting is when to use them. This is totally up to you. It all depends on what you're going for. First, let's talk about when to use hard lighting. It's good for when you're trying to mimic the sun or the moon, since those are both hard sources. Or if you're trying to show off the definition in an athlete's muscles. Hard light is also used to add streaks or lines, which can really help to add depth to an image. You can also use hard lighting as hair lights and backlights, or to cause a dramatic look. Soft lighting is best used for when filming someone's face. It really helps to hide imperfections. It's also great if you don't want any shadows. Since soft light wraps around the subject, it also scatters out shadows, so they don't show up as much. Soft light tends to produce a soft, comforting look that can help something feel cozy. Anyway, I hope this deep dive into hard versus soft lighting has been helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you want to learn more about filmmaking or pursue a filmmaking career, please check out our online course, Film Creator Pro. In there, we have over 5 hours of content. We'll share with you everything there is to know about filmmaking, like how to direct actors, how to write, sound hacks, lighting hacks, pretty much anything you need to know. In our opinion, it's a pretty rad course and we would love for you to be a part of it. So please check it out at filmcreatorpro.com. And while you're there, sign up for a free 40-minute training where we share our top 10 secrets to a 6-figure income. And don't forget to do that YouTube thing to like, comment, and subscribe. All right, there you go. That was the video. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time on our channel.